I'm Aaron.
I'm Belen.
And I'm Fred.
So Fred,
yes.
Since we're at BostonCalling, a wonderful music festival, will you tell us your favorite memory at a music festival from your life?
Wow, that's a good question, and I wasn't prepared, so that's really good, because I'm really going to use my brain, as opposed to just going through, the motions, and, but my favorite memory of a festival, and I think it might have been Bonnaroo, was I saw Joanna Newsom play, and the way she started her set was no instruments, no PA. She just went to the front of the stage in this huge place in front of this huge crowd and just sang a cappella. Like, wow.
And all around us blink the brash and shifty eyes of common cash. So do we die or do we travel down the path by which one dabbles?
And then
Can you hear a little more of that?
And then everyone was dead quiet. It was great. It was like, because she brought everyone to her volume. It worked out.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. Have you met her through Andy Samberg at all? Or?
I introduced them.
Wow.
That's the opposite.
Okay, can we get the story? What happened?
She's just an old friend of mine. We're on the same label, and we went to go see her in New York. And I was like, I think Andy was planning on going. Let's go, and I introduced them.
Wow.
That's
Cute
awesome.
couple.
Yeah. Oh, they're a great couple. They have a baby now.
So, we were creeping you on the internet this morning, and we found your 1998 HBO series on your guide to music at South by Southwest.
Yes.
So we were hoping for an updated version. Like, how do you do a music festival right?
2019.
First of all, this is a stellar, wonderful question. Because you can't do the same thing. Because doing
Oh, high five. That was normal. We're stellar and wonderful all the time, too.
This is a good question because you can't do the same kind of thing. Like doing the person in disguise and fooling people. It's not. I think it's just not done anymore. I just think it's a little.
Wait, what is the person in disguise?
Because I did a lot of I pretending to be someone else and would interview people.
You are Southern culture. Is it and the skit or is it und the skit?
I'm with Sean here from the High Llamas. You know about that shooting in Arkansas, right? Those two young kids who shot up. I have a quote from you. I was very happy about that shooting.
I think it's a little. I don't know if now is it has the same impact.
Yeah.
It's been done so much. So what I do now is I would set up a fake booth of fake products that I was trying to give away to people. Because a lot of these festivals are like, hey, you gotta check out, we're gonna give you a free sample of this, juice or whatever.
We are actually getting free kombucha later, so you can join us for that.
That's what I would do. I would do some sort of something, and I don't know what the product is yet, but I would do a fake product and see if people were excited about it.
Yeah.
If you actually give them the thing, though, I feel like it's a real product at that point.
Do you have any product ideas you want to throw out, too?
What about a plain cardboard box that's this big?
Oh,
hey man, here you go, it's a cardboard box. And then people have to carry around this lid and the cardboard box. Maybe that would be awkward enough that they're like, thank you, I guess.
I feel like that could revolutionize a music festival.
Yeah.
That's the next big thing. So you've not only been an audience member in a lot of music stuff, you are a musician yourself. You've been in a ton of bands. Do you have a favorite band you've been in?
My favorite band I've been in, I think my favorite experience of playing music was when I played drums for the Blue Man Group.
Yes.
And I learned a lot, and it was a lot of drumming, and I really loved it. And I did some training in New York and some training in Boston. There's a Boston version of the show.
Didn't you do it in Chicago, too?
I did it in Chicago, but they train us in Chicago and New York and Boston.
Okay.
So just as a learning experience, I liked it. I mean, I loved every band I was in, but that was the one that felt the most that's where I became more of a grown-up.
Can we get some stories from the other bands? Blue Jean Committee, we were listening to a lot earlier.
Blue Jean Committee is a band from the 70s, very easy listening. And it's all about freeways and the beach and living on campus.
There are a lot of references to freeways.
Yeah, that's their sweet spot. Yeah.
And then Trench Mouth.
Yeah, that was a band I was in for a long time, and we had a great time. We played a lot. We played here. I think we played at what's that place called? The Middle East?
Yes. Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We played at the Middle East, and We had some great times up here, yeah.
Have you ever read the Spotify description for the band?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's like completely uncategorizable. Every single album was a different genre.
Whoa.
Bounced around like a pool ball on a billiards table.
Well, let's do a station break to plug some new candies that are coming out.
Okay,
So hey, check it out. Hershey's is coming out with the new cookies and cream coming out in 2020. They're not out yet, but we've got some test copies of it. Kit Kat. You think it's a normal Kit Kat, but in fact, this candy goes a lot deeper. It's like this. My hand is at the end of it. Twix is being discontinued.
That's true. So, this is the last one.
The last one. So we're plugging out. Get your last ones. These are collector's items. Put in your freezer. And then Bunch of Crunch.
Should we bust those open too?
I would love to bust the Bunch of Crunch.
That's these.
We've been trying to eat those all day. We don't want to.
These are the originals. So originally, this candy was called Buncha. And now they've turned it into Bunch of Crunch. Oh, they're like this.
Yes,
they're like crunch balls.
Have you never had a Bunch of Crunch?
No.
Wow, you're about to be
Crazy.
revolutionized.
Do you have normal Crunch bars ever?
Yeah, those I've had.
Well, these are in bunch form. So
This is cheating.
it's good, right?
It's just like the regular thing, but they just
Put it in I know, it's that good.
It's a very frequent at movie theaters.
Yeah, you're supposed to put it in your popcorn.
I don't like mixing candies and popcorn.
Yeah.
But you can eat it like popcorn.
Yeah.
I think it's one or the other. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you have a question, don't you? Little candy break.
We wanted to ask, how does it feel? Like, is it different to tour as a comedian versus as a musician?
Very different.
What's the vibe?
When you're a musician, you have to share everything evenly and go as a group. So, hey, it's it's breakfast time. That's all. We should all decide where we're going to eat because we only have one band. As a comedian, I'm a little older. The people I'm with are a little older, so we're all very sort of individual. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go have breakfast. Whereas when you're in a band, you're like, we're a band. We're working together. So you end up making these decisions that are like they take forever. They're just like, are we all ready? I'm not ready yet. It's like everything is a group decision. It's a lot slower.
Is the band experience ever more fun because there's more people?
At this stage of my life, I prefer this version. The other thing is, like, when you're in a band, there's a sort of like a lot of like group mentality also as to your success. So you're like, there's a lot of ego. Like, are we opening up for them? They should be opening up for us. Did they play our song on the radio? Did we? It's like a little bit like a political campaign of like, how good are we doing? Are we making it? Whereas this for me is more, it almost feels more like I feel good about everything. So I'm like, I'm okay. I just want to meet fans. I want to go perform. So it's a little bit, there's something a little more forgiving about it.
What's been your strangest fan interaction? It's not this one.
You're a fan?
Oh, you betcha.
I thought you guys were just
She
journalists.
is, but
So I thought you guys were just like greedy journalists trying to make your publication like more.
No, we're out of the publication. We were graduated, so we just wanted to meet you.
You guys are graduating soon.
Graduating in 1 week.
6 days, 7 days. Yeah. By the time this video is online, it'll probably be a postgraduate.
By the time this video is online, we may be
dead.
Wow. So we should tell everyone, like, two of these people are going to have graduated. Please hire them for your hospital, for your school, for your... Like, what did you study?
So I'm going to law school next year.
Law school next year.
I'm working at a hedge fund.
At a hedge fund.
We have both sold out.
So,
we're both comedians next year, we'll say.
Hedge fund
I'm going to
companies.
be the hedge fund comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, do it. So please hire these guys. Yeah, and a law school jester. This is a lie, but I went to law school for a long time.
Ooh, what did you think about it?
It was great. I got a master's, and I studied corporate law for a long time. For 26 years, I studied, and I helped out with like just a lot of corporations. Like I just went there, and they were like, "Hey, we don't know all the legal stuff." I was like, "I'll help you out." We sat at this table, and I was like, "You guys got to get legal. Copyright your name."
What's the biggest misunderstanding people have about corporate law?
People think that it's long hours. And it's not. It's not.
Really
It's
brief,
very
yeah.
sort of 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Because all it is all the documents have already been made. All the legal documents are like, so all you have to do is look them over, cross out a couple of things, like, oh, this looks good to me, or this doesn't look good to me, and then you're done. Like 1 o'clock, you're like, I'm gonna go home.
How do you choose what to cross out?
I love this question. So anything that's a gray area.
Okay.
So anything that's like, my client is starting a company called Subway Sandwiches, or my company is starting a company called Apple.
Both companies you worked with, right?
Yeah, well, I worked with Apple for a long time, and so that for Apple can be sold, yeah, it kind of gets sold in India or not. I'm like, no. Yeah.
So since we're all starting music festival, we were wondering if you could do a couple musical impressions for us. We have a couple of your top ones that we'd like to do. And maybe if you have some others that you want to share, feel free. But
we skipped over a question. You said weirdest fan interaction.
Oh, weirdest fan! We didn't even get into it.
Yeah, we just got into a weird fan interaction.
Yeah, there we go.
I guess that was one. No, that wasn't weird.
One.
I actually enjoyed that one. Well, I always think there are so many that I always think back to the most recent. And recently, I'm sort of gesturing over to the people I work with. It's a Blue Man group.
Two other Blue Men.
This room is full of Blue Men.
They're all everywhere. Hi guys. But sometimes it's when the strangest vibe is when people are drunk.
Ooh.
So last night
like us.
there was a group of people like you guys, drunk off of power because of all the power you're gonna have. No, but this lady was really drunk, and I think it's strange because they don't know quite when to end the interaction.
Yeah.
So they just have one more thing to say, wait. And they'll sort of repeat themselves. So that's always the strangest.
Can we do, before we get into the musical impressions, like a full drunk fan impression?
Ooh, good
Who's
idea.
gonna do it? You or
You.
You're the fan, I'm the Fred.
Okay.
And I'll be Blue Man Group.
Wait, I just want to say one thing about yellow shirts.
No, Missy, not right now.
No, wait. I know you're being all serious and saying not right now, but wait a minute. Wait. That was my yeah.
So we're going to the musicians now. Can we start with Prince? Rest in peace.
Prince.
No classes.
I've enjoyed playing in Boston. Some of the surrounding areas. It's going to be a very spiritual time. That's Prince. Being very.
He was in the room.
I felt
very,
this.
very
Felt
shy,
this.
very kind of quiet.
Can we get iced tea?
Iced tea. Iced tea is kind of like, wait a minute. on that show, he's very. He pauses to have, and I think it's the writers would want to re-explain what the problem is.
Yeah. Can we do Mick Jagger? Enough said.
These are fun. One time we talked to Mick Jagger, and he was talking about an artist, and we were like, "Oh, we heard their new record." He's like, "Do you like his voice?" And we're like, "Yeah, I think it sounds good." He's like, "Smokes." So he was telling us the voice wasn't good because the person smoked.
That's interesting.
You ever smoked before?
No.
Good.
No.
Neither have either of us.
I have a theory that it causes cancer. I think
This is from your time in medical school, right?
yeah. In medical school, so they were like, because they didn't come to that conclusion. They were like, sort of like, hey,
Gray area.
smoking, lung cancer, and I was a little bit like, why are the numbers exact? And the professor was like, I want to get on with my lesson. I was like, no, look. I was like, look at all those cigarette smokers and look at all the cases of lung cancer. And then my professor was silent.
Like Mick Jagger.
Yeah, just like felt left out, and I wrote them this email, and I was like, you guys, I feel so left out, but they were like, oh, shut up.
So back to the impressions, I guess.
Sorry about that.
If we go, that was good. We love the tangents.
Yeah, okay.
And feel free if you want to bust out one of those other candy bars.
No,
and
this
keep
was
yourself
good.
satiated.
That was sufficient.
Yeah, this is tasty now. Yep.
Look what's in this. Oh, this is nice. Bacon fat. And that's it.
That's the.
That's all.
And food coloring. All right.
Well, actually, we'll move past the impression, but I do have a question.
I don't mind doing it. What impression do you want? I'll do any impression.
Any impression? Wow.
Yeah.
Even if it's something you haven't done before.
Especially if it's something.
Barack Obama.
He's done Barack
hello.
Obama.
But I've done it.
Anyway.
Hello. I'll just say hello.
Can you do Kanye West?
Oh, that's a tough one. No, I can't do Kanye West. He's sort of brooding. Thinking, right?
Yeah.
Something in here. That's it.
Can you imagine what my mom is like and do a my mom impression? She's like a nice Hispanic lady.
Okay, and what? She's Hispanic. Was she? Where was she born?
Cuba.
She's born in Cuba. She moved here. Did she move to Massachusetts?
Miami.
She moved to Miami. So that means she did not lose much of her accent.
Not
Because
exactly
Miami,
accurate.
because they keep the accent in the.
Even if you don't speak Spanish, you still speak.
They still
like,
have
as
a
the
little bit of
native.
Miami. They still hold on to that. What age did she move to?
She went to Chile first in her 20s.
In her 20s. Okay, so she was way into her adulthood. Your mom, she wanted you to be educated. Okay, your mother is. This is the kind of tone. It's in here. It's not too high up here. And it's not too low. She's like right in here, and she isn't. She has empathy. She has no. You have to listen to them but that's not right. You have to listen to them first because they have the right to do that. No, well, I don't know anything about that. You have to pay attention to them because that's not. She sort of cares for whatever group you're talking about, and she wants you to be empathetic to that.
That's so true. I haven't seen her since January, and this is making me emotional.
Oh, good. Then it worked. Yeah.
You could put on a wig and come to commencement and
As
be
my
Belen's
mom.
mother.
I can kick out my real mom.
Oh, so is the assumption is that her hair is not like mine?
It's fair. I have not seen her in person.
Yeah, you got to remember, people's hair is usually like this.
Standard human hair.
Standard way.
Any other impressions you want to do? Any other favorite musical impressions that you do?
No, because then I'll be like digging for something that I think I'm good at.
Yeah.
I prefer going for ones that I'm
tougher.
not good at.
Here's one. Angela Merkel will be speaking at her graduation.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, so she's kind of.
Ja, natürlich.
Oh, wow.
Das ist sehr gut und ich bin sehr glücklich mit alles hier. And so, when you are, what is important is when you learn.
She's sort of
Yeah.
measured in her cadence. She's very sort of. She's ready to do a speech.
Al Gore will also be speaking. Can we get an Al Gore?
Oh! Are they speaking at the same time?
Yes, they're simultaneously.
Wow.
It's sort of like a battle.
You won't be able to hear one or the other.
Um,
If you had to be Al Gore giving tips to the Harvard graduating class of 2019,
remember, if you have a ticket for parking on the way out, pay it so that you don't get fined. I'm sure he'll get into this sort of intricacies of the parking situation.
Yeah.
Now, Angela Merkel, I think she's originally an East German, so it's a little more regimented. She's from that. When it was like they were split in two. I hope they taught you this in school.
it's not.
Oh, they
it's
did
not
not
what we
teach you.
studied.
Oh my god. Oh my
We did
god.
media studies.
Oh,
I did social studies.
You guys.
We didn't really study anything.
You guys, so Germany was split into two. There was a sort of communist sector and a Western side. I can't believe I didn't teach you this. It's because of World War II. Do you not know what World War II is? Oh my god!
I think it's a video
So-
game. I might have.
No! It was a huge war. World War II. The whole
Doesn't
world.
ring a bell.
The world was splitting apart. How do you not know this? The world was just. We were so scared. We were terrified. We were just like, what's going to happen now? England was like, we're going to be the world power. Russia thought they were going to be France, Germany, South America.
Even South America?
Even
As
South
a unit?
America. As a unit. They were like,
They were on a
gonna-
team.
It
You're
was,
like a band on tour.
it was terrifying. It was really crazy. So then, finally, Roosevelt stepped in and he was just like, guys, he was like, everyone relax. Then he died. And then Truman stepped in. He's like, the president just died. I'm going to take over. Let's all relax and split everything up evenly. So that's why Germany got split up into East Germany and West Germany.
And that's when Angela Merkel was born.
Yes.
So she was born as soon as it happened. In 1989, Gorbachev was the head of Russia, and he was like, guys, we all need to relax. Bring down the wall. So the Germans were like, what?
fans at home, we had a quick technical difficulty, so they missed a
Yeah.
little bit of a history, probably of East and West.
Yeah, I feel like, which is fine.
Okay, don't need to know.
Yeah.
Oh, there's sugar in it.
That's the last Twix bar ever.
That's the last
I have
one.
sugar. I'm allergic to sugar.
No.
I am.
No.
I'm deeply allergic to sugar.
That's only bacon fat.
That's true. That's true. This wouldn't have triggered it.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other plans?
What's your advice to the graduating class of 2019?
Yeah,
I know.
we'll close
I
on
wish
that.
I hadn't did a speech. Here's my advice. Memorize all your words. You must memorize words like, anything in the vocabulary, make sure that you're not looking it up, that you have it in your memory.
Mhm.
Same goes with numbers. Memorize those numbers.
What's the biggest number you've memorized up to?
1,020.
Oh.
So memorize that. Remember, try to memorize 300. That's a good one to know. 200. Those are good to know.
Yeah.
Which is the most
all the
useful
hundreds.
number, do you think?
Most useful number 100 because everything is sort of in hundreds. So that's a good one.
What are things in your life that have been in hundreds?
Fingers. I feel like my family all together, we all have 100 fingers when I count them together.
I won't ask how many family members you have.
Well, you can do the math.
Yeah.
You don't know who's missing fingers or who's got extra.
This is a true thing. I have one of those weird families.
I can never tell with you.
Yeah. No, this is actually true, and it's going to sound like I'm making it up, but my family is one of those rare families that we all had 5 fingers on each hand. Like we were all, my parents all were all,
family.
all like very like normal-handed people.
Whoa.
You're lucky. You're blessed.
Very lucky, that happened.
You don't want to see my 12-handed brother. He's 12-fingered brother. 12-handed
Or
too.
I do. No, for real. Some advice is to always be on a flight. That's for all students out there, for all people graduating. When you're not flying, you're dying. Get on a flight. Travel to Europe. Travel to Eastern Europe. Travel to Western Europe. To Northern Europe. It doesn't matter what you like. Southern Europe.
There you go.
And the reason I say this, and people think I kid around about it, is because we must support the airline industry. It's very easy for us to put our money into I'm going to go get a Starbucks. I'm going to go get all this stuff. They're
Did that today.
They're doing fine.
Not Dunkin' Donuts. Wow.
Dunkin' Donuts is doing fine. All these companies are doing fine. Let's help out the airlines for once. If I have to open up the newspaper and see that an airline went out of business because y'all lazy asses didn't want to get on a plane because you want to watch TV, I'm going to go on the internet, I'm going to sit on my couch. You're Harvard. Don't be lazy. Work to support the airlines.
How do you feel about the decay of fancy airplane culture?
How do I feel? I don't believe that it's really decayed. What I think is it's become a secret society. So I think if you look deep enough, and it doesn't have to be, if you look up flights online, you're going to get regular, boring, not great airlines. Word of mouth airlines are the best. There are some out there. Just ask your friends. Do you know a fancy airline?
What is
Where
your
we have
fanciest airline?
McDougal is a company that does each plane has I think 6 seats, so it's ultra first class. So there's you get a seat, you get a bed, a chair for your friend, you get a viewing couch. They really do it up, and for your meals you order in. And they have another plane come up. And I want fresh sushi. Another plane comes up. And,
How did they get the food from one plane to the other?
Not my business. That's for airlines.
He was just
you're
our
not paying
law
to know
lawyer.
No, this is that's how they do it.
Well, I guess. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
We had so much good content. You are a hero. To all those listening, Fred Armisen, former Harvard student, law student, and Harvard Med student, and this year's commencement speaker. So thank you so much for being here. And
thanks, you guys did a great job.
Thank
You really did.
Early on, you were giving us a lot of compliments. It felt really nice.
Great.
Really beefing us up.
I know, we need it.
No, you don't need it. You're doing great.
Well, have a wonderful rest of your day.